Okay, so we're gonna play a quick game to see if we know what's acceptable in our recycling bins. So,
And Peggy likes to go first in any one of
I
the
love
games
to
that we
go
play.
first.
Peggy?
I think if you break that up, but I'm not sure about the coding on that, but I think if you break that up, that's recyclable.
Oh, I'll go with garbage.
I'll say you can take the little spout off and recycle that. The rest can go in the garbage.
I'll say just recycle it.
Okay, so generally speaking, in most of our Wisconsin communities, cartons like this are not acceptable. That's not true in all communities. So you would never want to take the plastic off because it'd be too small and it'd fall through the equipment. So generally speaking, in the village of Weston, where we're beta testing, it's not acceptable. Anyone else want to guess? Number one?
I would put it in recycle.
Garbage.
This is garbage. So this is what's called a thermoform plastic. And so the way they manufacture it is different than the way they make like a Aquafina water bottle.
Yes.
So in most communities, again, generally speaking, this is
Mine was a total
that-
guess.
That's
just-
tough.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
yeah,
guess.
because it has a number one with the chasing arrows, so you think, okay, I should recycle it. And
So that's garbage,
yeah.
and the Aquafina plastic bottle is
recycled.
recycled.
Because recycling is actually incredibly complex. Packaging is complex, and most people don't know this, but your guidelines vary by community. And in fact, 1 in every 4 items that we put in our recycling bin isn't even acceptable in our local program. So all those unacceptable items are called contamination, and contamination costs the material recovery industry millions and millions of dollars every year. So I said there has got to be a better solution to helping people recycle right and to maintain the financial viability of local recycling programs. So that's when we co-founded ERBin. So ERBin is an app that allows you to scan the UPC barcode of any product or text search for a non-barcoded product or material, and it gives you instant, detailed how to recycle instructions specific to your community. And so, Jerry, I think you might have downloaded the app, and there's some products in front of you. I can show you how it works. And so it's as simple as a consumer would log in. They choose their community. If their community is a participant in the app, they touch the scan the barcode button. You grab your product, you scan your barcode, and it's going to give you detailed instructions about how to recycle it in your specific community. So while you do that, I'll explain, we generate revenue 3 different ways. So first of all, we sell the app as a subscription to a trifecta of stakeholders in the recycling industry. So one, the municipality who runs the local program, the hauler who moves the waste, and the material recovery facilities, which is who processes the actual recovered materials. So secondly, we have localized sponsorships of the app depending on which community it is, and then we have in-app advertising as well. And so finally, what I'm really most excited to tell you about is we're not just an app, but in building this app, we are creating a proprietary database. So the plan is to sell that data for long-term revenue generation. And this is how it would work. So the online consumerism is huge, growing, online grocery shopping. And if a consumer went to an online grocer and ordered 25 groceries, and that online retailer had my data, that they could tell you where you live, how to recycle the packaging for all 25 products that you just purchased. Brands need to be and look socially responsible, and this does that for those brands and retailers. So we're really excited about using data to do good ultimately.
I was not personally aware of the contamination
Yeah.
and what happens with the contamination and how it impacts millions of dollars, if you will.
It is incredibly detrimental. So back in March of 2018, China, who was then the US's largest importer of recovered materials, shut down their ports to us. They said, we're sick of taking your trash. And they were right. We would send them barges of hugely contaminated loads that was just trash, and they couldn't recover the materials. So when that happened, that's when there started to be a lot of negative publicity about like local recycling programs not being financially viable because there weren't markets for the processors to sell the recovered materials to anymore domestically. So that's still a challenge, but it just shows you, just by us not recycling right, it impacted, the US economy.
There's no point right this minute in doing this on a personal basis.
Yeah, the value for you as a consumer is doing good, but also I'm really glad you asked made this point because we held focus groups and we're like, why do you recycle? Why don't you recycle? Like, what is in it for you?
Right.
And basically we said, like, how can we incentivize you to recycle, whether you like it or don't? And they said, we want to give back to our communities. So what we did was we built a business model where every scan is associated with a monetary amount, a couple cents. And so we'll say, okay, we'll have a scan challenge via social media. We can get 1,000 scans in the village of Weston, by December 1st, we're gonna donate that total sum of scans, we'll match it, and then the scanners, the residents, get to choose what local organization gets that money.
It's really
Well, that's
neat.
cool. Yes.
So
Great idea.
if you just used it 10 times a year and you just learn to do the right thing, because you buy all the same things
Yeah.
over and over, that's all we need to get you to change your behavior.
Just conditioning at
Yeah,
first.
it's just, do it once.
That's a
then you
great
know it.
selling tool, by the way.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Very impressive. The app is very easy to use, and it's very, you can quickly go through, and I imagine you're only using it when you're uncertain about what to do. But then it has this built-in do-good point system, which is a really novel concept.
I
That's
think, yeah.
great, except for it can't force somebody to do it. If there was a way that who's ever picking up your recycling was actually not going to take it if you didn't have it properly divided, then you'd probably be more likely to
They
do
never
that.
take my garbage then.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Never
mean,
right.
Right now, we have this rule with recycling, or we all try to recycle and be
Yes.
responsible. But apparently
biggest-
it's not working.
The municipalities and the haulers, though, are going to be her key customers.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that is to me, that's a huge breakthrough right there.
Right. Right.